It's the start of a new school year, and we're visiting the Redwood agricultural area, in particular the Redwood farm. Located near the pool, and note there will be some pool noise while we make this tour. We enter the ecology garden here. The ecology garden was established in the mid-90s and is still run by ecology students. It is a shared space, and sustainable agriculture students use it as well. Right over here in the corner of the ecology garden, the smaller box on the left, that's our water irrigation timer. It'll be an important device that you will learn about during the school year. Continuing through the ecology garden, you'll see there are two sheds on the right. The one that we come to first, labeled with ecology garden, the blue shed, is full of tools for student use. We'll be learning more about that very soon. The next shed over to the right is the teacher shed. You won't really be using stuff from here, but you can ask the teacher to get stuff from there for you. This area right here is where we meet when we are in person on the farm. This is our meeting site. And right here, next to the CCOF certified organic sign, is where you will sign in whenever you arrive at the farm. There'll be a clipboard hanging here for you. We are certified organic, a bio-intensive farm, as well as being sustainable. There are some other structures over here in the ecology garden which we use periodically. This is the main farm gate where we, of course, enter the farm. You'll see over here on the right is a table. This is where we do a lot of our harvesting, sorting. There's a sink here with a water fountain. To the right a little bit further is a side gate, and through this gate you can access wood chips, compost, and dirt. I do want to point out it is the end of summer. We haven't had students here for a couple months, and as a result we have a lot of weeding to do. That'll be one of our first jobs. So as we continue into the farm, you'll see a large table. This is another spot where we can get work done, store materials and so forth. Another table. And then we get into the main part of the farm. You'll see right here, this is an A bed. The farm was established, I should note, in the mid-teens, around 2014, and is the site for sustainable agriculture. So throughout the farm there are 46 or so beds. They're all about 60 square feet, and many of these are run by students. You will be running what is called a one bed. It's a 60 square foot bed. You will be running that with a few other students. We'll talk more about that later. One of the blocks is the A block, and there are 16 beds in this block. And I'll walk through it. You will see along the way some watering hoses coiled up nicely, which is how they should be. And excuse again the pool noise, as well as all the weeds. We'll be working on that. This block back here on the south side of the farm is the B block, and there are another 10 beds here, some of them covered by a tarp for the summer. As we continue around in a circle here, we go by the hoop house. It has a couple beds in it. It also needs some work. And a very important area, this is our composting area. More composting continues around here in the back. You'll also see our chicken coop, and it is possible we'll have chickens again this year. It kind of depends on student interest and chicken availability, but this is some more compost area. I'll continue to pan around, and as I do, you will see where we drop off our weeds and organic material. We call those browns and greens. You'll see those labeled on the fence. We'll learn more about that in the upcoming weeks and months. I continue to pan around, and you will see the C beds. There are 7 C beds. These are more student beds for annual crop planting. Lots and lots of weeds here, although some are covered with tarps. We'll be getting to work on that, and I'll just show you here. Indeed, there is a sign there for the C beds. You'll also see a purple number. That indicates the water station that this is, and we'll go by our quince tree and look at the D beds. We're actually missing our sign for the D beds, so that'll be a job we work on, but those are the D beds back towards the front of the farm. I'm going to walk you over to this area I pointed out to you just a moment ago, where we bring our organic material. The exception to that is organic material that is invasive, weeds that are really problematic, we bring and pile up here, and we just leave it to rot, essentially, to compost in place. And we don't use that compost because it might have seeds in it that we don't want to spread around our farm. That brings us to the vineyard orchard. It's on Water Station 5, as indicated by this sign. This is an area for perennial plants, specifically grapevines and some trees, mostly apple trees. Has some weeding that needs to be done, but this is another important area of our farm where we do class-wide work. And that brings us then around to sort of an overview of the farm. And from this perspective, I will give you a nice little view. I want to encourage you to ask questions as you have them. There's so much more to learn, so much fun to be had out here. As I bring us to a conclusion, I do want to point out the last bank. This is the pea beds bank. And the P stands for perennial plants. So just like the orchard and vineyard, there are perennial plants here. These are herbs, trees, and so forth. Plants that grow throughout the year. That's what the name perennial means. Thank you for listening. Welcome again to the Redwood Sustainable Agriculture Farm. This will be a place where you will spend time, enjoy, learn, and we'll do it together, working on our shared project.
Selective cutting is the way to go.